solution. You can use rainwater, and you can just sit it here in the shade. You don't want to put it in the sun. If you've seen my segments on Garvin Gardens, check him out, Ken. And we talk a lot about FAQ, so frequently asked questions about moringa. I'm known as a moringa expert. I'm not really sure how I got that description or title, but I do love learning more. So you have moringa seeds here. We've got moringa seeds. I just sold, I think, 1,000 set last week, and you know, people eat them. Like, I know one guy who had arthrochlorosis and high cholesterol. He used to eat a whole bag of these like they were potato chips, and it did end up helping his atherosclerosis. So it prevented a future, you know, case of heart disease, which, you know, I've seen that run in my family in different areas with, what is it called, a triple bypass. And it's saddening when you have to deal with it because you're scared. This literally was a message from God. Gave me this as I was out in the ocean, and I just found it at the end of my meditation. Really cool because you have the sea moss and there's sea grapes out there. So if you get near the ocean, go out. Don't be scared. You know, ground, get your feet in there, get your hair wet, gaze at the sun. People are scared of these things, but do it. Try it. You know, don't care what people have to say. You have a live coconut here. You just put that in the ground. We got some around here, and I got some in the other sector of our Belizean property, which will have other superfoods to grow. So if you're into mangosteen, soursop, graviola, vanilla, snow bean, these different things are really cool because they taste good, they're super good for you. There's thousands of cures, and the fresh air, it just makes you feel high on life, and the sun, the air, it's staying grounded, you know. It's like you're just meant to be here. And you know, you got watermelon. We got, what do we have done? This is, you know, different things, you know, as far as superfoods. What do we got? Avocado, more papaya. Oh, yes. And then this one, I can't wait. Maybe one day we'll make it available for people in the States, especially tamarindo. Tamarindo is one of the #1 anti-aging fruits known to man, next with avocado and what's the other one? There's a couple different ones, but this is the #1. A lady claimed, they said scientifically, knocked off 40 years of her life with this juice, tamarindo. Go check it out. And I'd love to make that available, as well as cacao and different things. So we have a whole seed bank, and we have seed banks available for sale. I don't know, corn, what else? This is
we got the baby mango going on. A lot of these are beginning their tour and journey of offering.
Castor oil.
These you can make, actually eat, and you can
beautiful, the red
Put
vibrancy.
them in a salad. It's a hibiscus.
And if you're looking to support us, it would really help. I've put 11 years worth of work. We're going on our 12th year. moringaheaven.ecrater.com, like an e-crater. So it's moringaheaven.ecrater.com, and everything's there. We can make the moringa tree available for you, small sprigs, or the bigger, more mature, like some of these that might be more expensive. But you can cut these trees back, and what's interesting is you throw them in the ground and they'll just come right back up. You can even take branches and sprigs and cold cuttings on them. So there's that, and we're offering a lot of different stuff. If people are interested, call us at 855-841-9659. You can email me. You can find me just about anywhere on the web, you know, Twitter, Facebook, and whatnot. YouTube. We have hundreds of videos. I had videos taken down. There's a lot of different stuff on there, and but we're re-uploading them. If you check out facebook.com/realplot, so REALPLOTT, real plot, facebook.com/realplot. You'll see I'm re-uploading every production I've ever made, and this is kind of a side door because they're not removing them because of the way I'm doing it now. So that's cool. And there's moringa seeds, how to purify water, how moringa blocks radiation from a cellular level. This is just really the solution for the modern day crisis we are living in. 1 out of 2 people will get cancer, 1 out of 3 will develop diabetes, and 1 out of 4 of those will contract actual and go through death or amputation from diabetes. What is there? Heart disease is the #1 killer of the world. 1 out of 2. And it's kind of like this subtle thing, because like, well, we want to eat this way, we want to do this. And, you know, if you care, you have the guts and courage to change and consistently do it long term. You know, it starts the guts and the heart and then the brain, but to do the actions is the only step that's required. So, you know, with that said, I hope that everybody gets something out of this, and I hope you do manage to consider, because like I said, I don't really have to be doing this. It's not like a trademark sales pitch here going on, but I really do love to see people who are sincere and want to change or want to do this. You know, everybody makes mistakes or messes up or whatever, but essentially, I really believe there's a balance or a singularity that no matter what, you are on the right track, no matter where you're at. But as soon as anger and all this stuff gets in, of course, nobody likes that. Nobody likes confrontation, fear. Guts, no fear. You know, everything on your path is fine. You're doing great. You're almost there. We're headed out. We're going to the center. No matter what belief you have, that's the reality, right? Because we all die one day. But in the meantime, do you want to be miserable? Or do you want to be happy? It's up to you. The choice is yours. You don't have to let anybody decide that for you. So just be happy, you know. I know it's hug a tree. Screw it. You know, who cares what people think? Yeah, you raise your hands to the skies above, fresh air, that ether.
It's fresh air.
It's precious. It's fresh air, and you know, when you have people who do not care, we'll just walk around. You know, that's the ether. We found that comes from the aurora borealis. You never hear about that. What's the aurora borealis? There's 4 different types of aurora borealis. It creates all this green bioplasma. Why is that not be talked about? That should be taught everybody. The first thing you learn, that all life created by God, the creator, infinite source, this green is coming from the aurora borealis, because it's even green. But what is it? It's magical, isn't it? Yeah, we live in a very magical world. So don't hold yourself short. Just, you know, I mean, this is pasture. So, you know, there's that, and then the light above, it gives all this energy. And I know we can easily get distracted by material things. And I believe that's the challenge. We are here, this is a dumping ground. And don't dump yourself short, you know. If you're going to dump, use it as compost. I mean, you know, the bad shit in life, use it for good. Because everything can end up being good. It depends on how you want to, you know, look at it. Not just a perspective, but it's reality. That everything is fair. Everything is just. So don't make left or right, good or bad. There's just no sense in doing that. Because it doesn't have to be. You decide that, you know. And that's kind of how you fertilize your soul. And you can gain positivity out of that. If you want to be positive, you know, positivity is not necessarily ignoring the negative, because a lot of times I've said, man, this is terrible what I'm doing, or this life, or this thing. And for me, where I'm at, maybe other people don't identify, but positivity is overcoming that thing for you, and your guts, you'll be told, you'll say, well, that's not right what I'm doing. So then change it, you know. And nobody knows, nobody can tell you that. You know within yourself. All answers in this reality lie within. All of them. I can promise you that. And that's something that's really cool, because I learned these things therapeutically. Yeah, being out in nature, breathing the air or ether, gazing at the sun. I'm barefoot. You get millions of ions. As I'm speaking, millions of ions are just trickling free energy up my body. You talk about free energy and technology and progression. You have technology in your brain. This is your kingdom. We are under a dome, and it's all in your head. It's so beautiful. This is all a vibrational frequency. So you can gain all this stuff within yourself. You know, the heart is where the home is. Your heart stops, you're gone, you know, but you will go somewhere greater. So just take this as an experience that is fun, you know. even through the terrible events, just ignore it, you know. That's something to ignore, you know. It can be better to overcome just by ignoring the small shit, or don't sweat the small stuff, as they say. It's true. I mean, if you just let go, let God, or however you want to just let it go. Feel it. I always come out here and I gaze for hours. I could gaze all day long. I really am content with that. Just out here, breathing that air, gazing, grounded. It doesn't matter what people think of me, you know, or you. If that's what really makes you feel happy, then do it and stay grounded. And then whatever decisions you make in life, you're headed home. And it's interesting, because that's when it gets interesting. When you're dirt poor, you don't have anything, you're struggling, that's actually when it gets interesting, because life starts. And then how do you handle the situation? You know, just go through it however you know how to do it. And nobody can judge that. But even people who judge or condemn you, they're part of your challenge. So you can consistently get better at how you handle the situation. Do you lash out in anger, get depressed or remorse or whatever? You don't have to, right? Because you don't need anyone to control your emotions, you know. And emotions are not necessarily weakness. Go through that. Cry. Feel it. You know, the world tells you don't do that, that's weak. No, let it go. If you got to cry for 10 hours, do it. You know? Look, there's the eagle right there, see? And you know, the eagle symbolizes God. That's Horus. That is the highest of the highest birds. It's Horus. Or what you say, God, the creator. And I loved it, because I was out here one time and I was in the pool meditating, and I thought, you know, that kind of opened up to me. The kingdom of heaven was right here. This was the Garden of Eden, and I thought, wow, you know, I just can't, I didn't get that anywhere else, you know, where there's concrete squares. They're squaring the circle of life, nature, and we can circle the square. When we go back out here, you know, I had mosquitoes at me at first, and I had a relationship with them. I said, stop biting me. I have not been bitten since. You know, you'd think I'm crazy, you know, but if you do, it's whatever. But I know my experience is I know what I go through, you know, and you can just go through life being guided by this energy, this electromagnetic diphi electric energy. Science is even talking about it. They recently found a black hole eat up a sun, just destroyed it. A sun the size of our sun. And I mean, they're coming out. Of course, it was computer generated, but you know, I think they're letting us know what's about to happen. And that's cool, because if you didn't have the black sun, which science has proven that it does exist, we wouldn't have ground enough for these plants to come up and bloom. You take it away, everything would die. So that is the source of life, and it's coming out. And I'm glad that I'm a minister that can preach about it, you know, to a degree. Because one way or another, I will see you on the flip side, and you will see that I was right. It's crazy. That's what everybody's talking about. And what else do we got? We're going to have mangoes, papaya, mangosteen, all of it. We're going to have soil over there, so that's going to be cool. And then we have Moringa Kingdom Part 2 on a different side of the island. Or, well, yeah, it is an island, isn't it? Kind of. Well, it's on the border. It's not really. But in a jungle. And that's kind of the Moringa Kingdom. Is, you know, if anything you guys want, let me know. We can ship it to the States. Because, yes, this stuff does cure cancer, diabetes, and all kinds of different diseases, because it has life minerals, bioplasma, and things in it that we don't necessarily have, you know, and we're lacking. So, yeah, I'm going to say a health disclaimer that I'm not saying I claim that it can cure whatever you're going through, but I would say that there's nothing better than what's found in nature around us that can stop your suffering and stop your pain.
It's worked for you.
Yeah,
for a lot of people.
You know, I mean, I feel good all the time, no matter what. I can do things. I can live life. I can, you know, enjoy myself. Whatever it is I'm doing, I know how to stay grounded. I don't need anything but, you know, nature, really, when it comes down to it, you know, year to year. And, you know, it's just, anything that's green has that bioplasma, it has that life. So, have you ever seen flesh or a dead animal have green to it? You know, it has red. And red implicates a different type of life. It is bioplasma. It's interesting, but it's life that we're not, I don't believe, really supposed to consume. And that's part of your test, because it only makes you worse off in the end. When you eat what I like to call it flesh, because flesh tells you what it is. It's not just meat, because see, coconut can have meat and it's good for you. Meat is good, but this is animal flesh. It's dead, bacteria-ridden animal flesh. There's no two ways about it. And actually, I think when you get outside of that indoctrination, you begin to grow and progress and see that that's not what I want, and I feel better off of it. Everyone I've ever worked with that actually does quit, they say, Eric, I gotta admit, my best days are now. You were right. You put me on fruits, veggies, and nuts. And if that's my existence here for these type of, artificial intelligent beings, these people, if, real or not, that is what I stand for. And I intend to bring forth heaven, peace, and serenity on earth, and no remorse. You can make fun of, balk at, naysay, and that's part of my challenge. I appreciate it. Thank you for making me a stronger person to actually rely on myself, because that is what this paradise, this heaven is right here, and it starts within. You bring it in, and it's an experience like, wow, I feel really good out here, and at peace. And then someone else could say, well, I've got a brand new car, and I got a nice place in a pool, and 5 years down the road, they forget about those things, and they're like, wait, was I happy with those things? Really? Or, do you have to keep, keeping up with the Joneses or whatever it is? For me, I don't even care anymore, because I'm grounded and all that, and no, I don't need it. I slept outside the other day, and it was amazing, you can do that. You say, well, I'm not there yet, Eric, and I'm not trying to get anybody to be where I'm at. But if you don't hear it from some source, you may never consider that it's a reality. It does exist. There is heaven, peace, serenity on earth in every form, And do I still make mistakes? You may make mistakes, but you handle it, and then you just come back. It's not the end of the world, and you forgive and forget, and you can move forward. Again, it's part of the experience. That's why we're actually here. That's my knowing. I know that's why we're here. If you didn't, we would be robots. And that's artificial intelligence or soulless beings, which, I have other videos to talk about that, and I don't mean to be philosophical or spiritual, but it does protect